Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lulu, and today I am going to be talking about, well actually I'm tossing primers. I'm tossing a lot of primers. I'm going to do this in two parts. Altogether I think I had, now if you watch me, you know I have a lot of everything. I do because I can, and I love it. I think I had 62 primers, and this is, some have seen better days. I have oily, very, very oily skin. You know that. And when you have oily skin, it's like thinning hair. You'll do almost anything to get your hair back. You'll do almost anything to not be oily. And for me, I am in a professional workspace, and 2 o'clock you walk into a meeting and you're shiny. It's not good. It's just not good. I believe in blotting. I blot all the time. I like that better than powdering. I think blotting is better than anything I can do. It's better than any setting spray, any foundation, any primer. I think blotting is the way to go. But along the way, either because they came in kits or I heard a recommendation or three, I rarely do anything on one recommendation. But this part one is what I am absolutely tossing. Part two is going to be those that I absolutely am keeping, I love, I've probably repurchased, as well as some that I don't remember, and I want to give them a fair shot. I will say that for everything you see that I am tossing, or the maybes in part two, I have really given a fair shot to. I'm not a one and done. I'll use it with a few different foundations, different weather. And how I test is I always wear it on half my face and the other half I don't. Or I will wear a tried and true on the other half. And I'll compare at different points in the day. And that's how I really feel I give a fair shot to everything, by doing a side by side. So here are the things that don't work for me. Very disappointed in some of them because they came multiple times recommended, and I think by unbiased recommendations, but not for me. So here we go. Boots Expert Instant Matte. This is a liquid you put on, and what it is, I believe, is that it's probably mostly witch hazel or alcohol. So of course it's going to mattify, it's going to dry you out. But as soon as you start applying your foundation, or just walk outside, there's nothing mattifying about this. So this is a no. This is by IT Cosmetics. It's a beautiful foundation for dry skin, and it actually is skincare. And it has a very spa, lavender, medicinal, but in a good way. Oh, I love the scent of it. And I wish I could put it in a diffuser, but it's not good for my oily skin. However, I've heard the owner, Jamie, say you can use this as a last step, for instance, at nighttime to seal in your skincare. So I'm kind of giving this some thought. This is Napoleon Perdue Pre-Foundation Pore Perfecting Primer. There was nothing pore perfecting. It's just a really thick primer. And so not for me. This one is Catrice, which is very reasonable. You can get it online at Ulta. I do not know if Catrice is in any of the stores. I have several Ultas around me. I've never seen them in store. This is Prime and Fine Pore Refining Anti-Shine Base. It sounds like it does everything. It would be a dream come true. It does none of that for me. It's one of those white lotiony ones. Many of these are. But it didn't do anything at all for me. It was just another step. So this did not work for me. The Maybelline Baby Skin. If you have dry skin, and I had dry skin for a long time, maybe 6, 7, 8 years. I'm talking Sahara dry, alligator, always flaking, patting moisturizer on over my foundation throughout the day. I really understand very, very dry skin. And I would take I would take dry skin over oily any day. This is a beautiful, it's very reminiscent of the Smashbox original, which I lived for when I had dry skin. But yet this is even more pore smoothing. This is a beautiful, it made me oily, it didn't work, but this is a beautiful primer. strongly recommend this. I have tried some luminous primers, not because I need luminosity, but I have some foundations that are, you know, flat, matte, high coverage. Marc Jacobs Remarkable comes to mind. And you need something to give them a little life, because you can use powder highlighters, but by the time you give yourself light, you have so much makeup on. This one was too luminous. So if you like that luminosity, I've not tried that, the new Becca Backlight Primer, is it? But this is very luminous if you're looking to add something to your foundation or pre-foundation. This is another one in that category. This is Spackle in Champagne by Laura Geller. I am choosing to keep, when I do part 2 and you see what I'm keeping the Laura Geller Ethereal to accomplish that with my very matte foundations. So this one is one that I don't need. This is MAC Oil Control Lotion, and it's almost more of a skincare thing. I think I've used maybe most of it. And it really, you know, there wasn't any difference with this. And so that was the MAC Oil Control Lotion. I had heard really good things about this as well, but it didn't work out for me. I bought this because of the packaging. Do you love it? These are little, I mean, they're not real rhinestones. I think they're plastic. But so pretty. This is M. Assam. They are sold on, I can't get it to show. Oh, there we go. They are sold on HSN. They're a German skincare company. I don't believe they do any color cosmetics. They are sold, I think they're pretty widely distributed, so at the drugstore level, but more like Boots No. 7 or Sonia Kasha, kind of that level. And this is Perfect Tent. It's like a very gelatinous, almost pudding-like. You kind of have to use very, very little, you know, it's bouncy. And so it takes a little bit of work to get it to work, and it's really more to cover up really fine, you know, like crow's feet, fine lines under the eyes, but it's a little, I find it to be temperamental, and I don't always have time, but it's so darn pretty. But it really is quite blurring, but it doesn't keep me, it makes me oilier. It'll start out fine, and then I'll get even oilier faster on the side that I'm wearing this on. This was the darling of Makeup Alley. This is not sold in the United States. It is a Biore product, but it is not sold in the United States. It's called Face Milk, and it's an SPF 50, which is fabulous. It's very liquidy, and I used more than half the bottle. I mean, literally, it was all, and Makeup Alley, the skincare board, they know their stuff, and they loved it. But it did not keep me matte. I don't know the ingredients because it's in the Chinese or Korean, forgive me, I don't know, symbols. It may be the, whatever makes it an SPF 50, those ingredients might make me oily. I don't know, but it didn't keep, I've had high hopes for this one. Very high hopes, and I'm one of the few it did not work for. I think I bought it on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. Very, very inexpensive as well. It took a while to get here, but inexpensive. This is the Maybelline Master Prime Blur and Smooth. It made me too oily to use this. It had nice smoothing properties. It did, just not good with my oily skin. e.l.f. Mineral Primer, I think, is an overall fabulous primer. It doesn't work with my skin, but if you are just starting to use primers, thinking about primers, do they really help my foundation last? Will they smooth out my skin? Will it keep my skincare separated from my foundation so my skincare doesn't suck in my foundation? I think this e.l.f. Mineral is a really nice one. Again, when I do part 2, I just have those that I like better, but this is a great overall primer. This, a lot of you who watch me also shop Evine and HSN and QVC. This is by Skin, and it's his Orchid Gel. He being Dimitri James, he owns Skin, mostly does skincare, dabbles in some color cosmetics. When he does kits on Evine, which used to be Shop NBC, the prices are crazy. It is actually an orchid color. When you first put this on, your skin is beautiful. It is matte. It is, the lines disappear, the pores disappear. It is beautiful. And even if your skin is already oily and you put it on, it'll just instantly mattify. But on me, after a couple of hours, I become an oil slick. I'm already an oil slick, so I don't know what the next step is over an oil slick. But this is a beautiful product. Silicone-y, thick, not for me. Stay Matte by Rimmel. Again, this was highly recommended for a long time. I think because of the name. It did not keep me matte. I think everybody saw this, even those of you perhaps with dry or normal skin. And you think, oh, there's a primer for people with oily skin. I'll recommend it. It didn't do anything. I mean, it didn't do anything for me. So, sad. Because so easy to find, you know, good price. Oh well. Pure Minerals used to be Pure Minerals. They've now rebranded, packaging, new ad campaign, sending PR out to everybody. I think they're just now Pure Cosmetics. But when they were Pure Minerals, they had quite a few oil absorbing, oil mattifying products, and I think I bought all of them. This is See No More. This is a pore minimizer. And like that other thing that I mentioned, I think the Boots number 7, it's liquidy and mostly alcohol. So yeah, you know, when you put it on, it certainly dries out the skin. So yeah, your pores are going to look smaller. But you know, as soon as you start moving and get out in the air, put your liquid foundation on, it doesn't last. This is the Body Shop All-in-One Blurring. It didn't blur. This was, I was surprised at how like it didn't do anything. Like you'd put it on, you'd pat it on, you'd push it in, it didn't blur. Sorry. This is, I do not understand how anybody uses this. This is the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless. This is a thick gel silicone. You probably could use it to glue things together. I put it on my face and I feel suffocated. Oh yeah, I mean, it's poreless because I'm suffocating. I don't even know how to describe it. If you like it, I don't know. You know, sometimes when I don't like things, I try to, you know, I can see where people would like it and I can see where it's my personal preference, but this is so thick. And then when you put foundation over it, oh my goodness, it's like, oh. So no, not a fan. Very disappointed. Anyway, disappointed. This is one of the more disappointing ones. I'm going to tell you the two that I'm most disappointed in are these two. This is Revision Skincare, which is a higher end brand. IntelliShade Matte Anti-Aging Tinted Moisturizer, and it has SPF 45. I believe it's the SPF ingredients that make me oily. This was highly recommended by another YouTuber who owns an online skincare store. Believe she works for used to work for a plastic surgeon. Anyway, she sells this in her store. Whatever. This was very disappointing. And the other one that was very disappointing to me, and I read review after review after review, this is La Roche-Posay Effaclar BB Blur, and it's a mattifier. You can see it's kind of a beigey color. Didn't blur at all, didn't keep me matte. Again, one of those things where I did a side-by-side and there was no difference. Not when I put it on, not an hour later, not 6 hours later. Use it again and again with different foundation. Nothing, just nothing. And so these are the two I'm most disappointed in. So that's a nothing. This is another Pure Minerals Under Control Oil Refining Gel. I think that I almost used this entire, holding up to the light, I think I used almost all of it, because some oil control products take time to work. They don't, you know, it's not a one and done. You've got to, your skin has to get used to it. It starts working on it, kind of like any skincare active. It takes time to work. Just never did anything for me. This is White Lotus by Way East Defining Moment. Really probably, she says you can use it as a primer. It's really meant to be a barrier between your skincare and your foundation. And you don't need to use a primer because it's the last step of skincare that will also take the place of a primer. But it didn't help me at all. So Again, don't need that. This was part of a Tarte kit sold at QVC, and they may still be selling it, or maybe it's on their sale page now. It's a color correcting, CC color correcting primer. Maureen still owned the company when they came out with this. It just doesn't have a place in my life. It was part of a kit. I never used it. Paula's Choice. I love Paula's Choice. Love Paula's Choice. I think her skincare is fabulous. It does what it says it's going to do. Everything I have tried has been on par. I am a Paula's Choice product fan. Her as a person, don't know her, can't say, but her products are, as mild and gentle, and she explains all the ingredients. Anyway, Shine Stopper did not work for me as much as some other products. I'm very tempted to keep this. Maybe I should put it in my maybe pile. Now that I'm talking out loud, I'm going to keep it in my maybe pile. Okay, reverse the tape on that puppy. All right. Pixie, this came in an Itsy box or Be Glowing or Glow box. I can't remember. But this is just a plain old everyday primer, which doesn't do anything for me. I don't need everyday primers. This is Pure Minerals Correcting Primer. Again, it's a sample size. What the heck, tried it. Didn't use it. You'll see in part 2 there are there is a Pure Minerals correcting primers. Often are mattifying and pore coverage. It's interesting. I don't know whatever that pigment is that gives them that green or yellow or whatever color, but that's for part 2. This is Pores No More by Dr. Brandt, and this is going to be, I have a really big one you'll see in part 2. The giveaway, did I mention the giveaway? I have these I'm giving away. These are sealed, never used. This is the Laura Geller Hydrating Spackle. This is the IT number 50, which is really a nice primer. This is a miniature Dr. Brandt. It's a skincare Pores No More, kind of like the Benefit Professional. I think it's better. You pat kind of this in, just like you do. And speaking of which, there will be a Pore Professional in there. These are all sealed. And Amazing Cosmetics Anti-Aging Face Primer, which to me is very reminiscent, again, of the original Smashbox silicone primer. So these will all be in the giveaway. And did I say this already? To enter the giveaway, I'm going to just make a comment down below that you'd like to enter the giveaway. And as you know, I don't ship fast, but eventually you will get it. So that will be in the giveaway. I think I'm done. Oh, here we go. I think the Primetime Brightening is one of those luminescent ones. Again, I prefer the Laura Geller Ethereal, but they have many formulas of this one, and this one leaves a luminosity. And we already talked about the Orchid Gel. Okay, and did we talk about this one, the Benefit That Gal? Again, this is a primer that has a luminosity to it, kind of on the pinkish side. And I'm choosing to use the Laura Geller. So thank you so much. 17 minutes, not bad. And then part 2 will be those that I'm absolutely keeping, have repurchased, like them, and those that I just don't remember, so I'm going to give them another fair shot. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know if you want to enter the giveaway. If you have suggestions, anything, please let me know. It may be that I already tried it and gave it away. I don't care. Just please give me suggestions if you have very oily skin, or not so oily skin, if you have an idea. And yes, I've tried the Milk of Magnesia trick. Is it Milk of Magnesia? Yeah, it's Milk of Magnesia. Thank you so much. Take care, and look out for part 2. It'll be up shortly.